Episode 3, The Fusion. Hello to this new part of the tutorial, and we are starting right away by moving this head and putting it here and rotate it. In edit mode, I select these edges right here and mark them as seam, so we get a nice unwrapping afterwards. Also, this seam right here we can delete if you got it, so select Alt, click and unseam this thing. And now if you unwrap the arm, it should look something like this. To match the geometry of the head, I'm gonna add two loop cuts here. Here, check that you got auto merge by vertices activated. Just slide this thing, let's hide the head, slide these edges like this. Then select this vertex here, slide it up, select this one here and this one, and then we slide these one up and at last this one, because now if we make a loop cut here, you will see that the geometry flows back and forth, just like that. That's sweet. And this part right here, we don't need anymore. So you can select this edge here and this one, press V so you cut it off, then L to select the island and delete this stuff. Also, we want the transition from the arm to the umbrella thing to be quite smooth, so we're gonna add a loop cut and slide it all the way to the edge, just like that. One more time, I'm gonna adjust the angle of these tentacles. So you can use the 3D cursor as a pivot point, press R to rotate it into the other direction, like this. We're about to apply some modifiers, so I'm going to duplicate this thing and move it to the spare parts. And then we can select this and apply this one and that. And we got pure geometry. And in real life octopus, the tentacle doesn't grow out of the nose. So we gotta rotate this thing and move to this view and rotate it by 22.5 degrees. And now it should be biologically more accurate. Select this edge here and delete the faces because we need more space. Now it is time to merge. So apply the subdivisions on the head and then move into the umbrella and merge by distance if we got something overlapping. And here comes your last chance to very easily adjust the proportions if you want to do that. And when you're happy, select the head, the body and Ctrl-J to join. With the vertices of the head, I'm going to create a new vertex group and assign them. This can be useful if you want to make changes later. When this is done, select this edge here and this one, Ctrl-E, and now you can bridge by edge loops. I decided to shade smooth and found out that something is wrong, so I checked the face orientation and see, voila, here we got a problem. So select everything, Shift N, and every normal should look the right way now. Also, I press Ctrl-A and apply all transforms. I'm setting up a matcap here, so it's more interesting to look at. And in this menu, let me click this and set the wireframe. Stick with me here. After a very long trial to find the fastest way to select this outer rim, I came up with this. Press 3 to select the faces. Then you can Alt-click this right here. Switch to 2. With Alt you can deselect this one, and with Command-Alt you can deselect these. And now we get something good we can mark as a seam. So you can press U to mark as the seam, and also I press V to separate these two parts, because now we can make a vertex group, and I call this upside. Ctrl-I will invert your selection, and this part we will gonna call downside. Just look at it glowing. I'm gonna save it now, in case we mess up something in the future. And let's jump into Sculpt mode. But first I add a loop cut here and here. And now I'm gonna smooth out this part here, and basically what's going on in the next part of this video is gonna be a little bit faster. I do just trust in your skills as sculptors. I'm gonna show you some tips though. I just try to get the shape a little bit more organic. So basically, in this menu here, you can set up a radial mirror by 8. This is very good for the octopus making. Because now you can smooth out these things right here to add 8 points all at once. It's crazy, it's nice. And here I smooth out the connection between the tentacles and the flaps in between. Just be careful that because it is a very thin flap, that it doesn't intertwine the top side and the downside. But what can help you here is activating editing only front faces in this menu right here. And it should only work on one face, but sometimes Blender doesn't get it, so be careful with that. And there's a lot of times with sculpting, if you have problems, maybe check the size of your model. If it is maybe very big or very small, this can be an issue. And maybe also apply the transform. Also using different tools like this edge relax. I'd suggest that you just play around with every setting and get your way done. I mean, you're gonna be great with whatever you do, man. I believe in you. Sometimes you will fuck up, so you can have to reload the model. So you can use Blender's iterative saving feature to get some stages done if you have a very complex model. And you can always load if you do fuck up. My dear fellas and fellatrats, we're approaching the end of this tutorial, so we are tinkering around a little bit with this lip right here, inserting some eye parts, and also inserting a new eye. By the way, if you have this happening when moving your parts, it can be because you activated X Mirror, so watch out for that. If you want to go super precise, you can also smooth out this connection right here. I don't think it's necessary depending on what you do, and it's a lot of work, honestly. But I was a little bit late in the build. Maybe there's smarter ways to do that. I just did it like this, and it was okay. So let us create a mouth for this octopus. And you can select this ring right here. Let me extrude it. And then to sphere operate it. Scaling it by the Z-axis. And here I use the Loop Tools plugins. So you can go select, edit, search for the plugin. It's called Loop Tools. Click it right. Perfect. And now you can right click and use this operation here. It will distribute the points a little bit, making it look nice. And finally, shaping it into a mouth. Smoothing out the last part here. That's the end of this part. And in the next part, we're gonna get some skin details and maybe a nice rig. Yeah, hope to see ya.